I don't want to get crashed into the truck. Crashed into the truck rather. Welcome back. My name's Caleb Thompson. You might remember me from last year when I didn't do much work on this truck. Well, I'm going to keep with the theme and not do much work on this truck again. But at least I am here in the shed. And I wanted to talk to you briefly. I'm not going to be working on this today, but I want to touch briefly on the subject of bump steer. Now you can see this axle is sitting horribly to one side, the shock angles are out, everything's wonky, and it's not happy. So basically, when you have bump steer, as your wheel travels down, it turns your wheels and moves the axle to the side. It is not something you want to be dealing with when you're off-road. You're going to notice it more at high speed than you are at low speed, but even when you're going as slow as rock crawling, if you have your wheels in a certain position and they're articulating and your axle moves to the side and your wheel falls off, what you were holding on to, and you roll, you're not going to be having a good day. So the trick with bump steer, right, and when I set this vehicle up it was for conventional steering, i.e. steering box with a drag link. I've since decided to go with the hydro steer setup. So I have to fix this. It gives me more options to fix this. Basically what I need to do is, this is tacked on because I was never 100% sure about the panhard setup until I got it on a hoist like this. Basically I'm going to bring this bracket, extend it down, move it into a better position because at the moment I've got my axle here and it's kind of sitting across like this, just kind of how it worked. But now I'm going to bring it out so it's more parallel, and then extend it down, which is going to fix the angle. So basically what you want to achieve to get your panhard working correctly is you want to get your shocks. Okay, I've got 14-inch travel shocks here, the air shocks. So I want to make sure that I set the vehicle to half of this travel, 7 inches. And then when it's sitting at that 7-inch mark, this panhard wants to be parallel to the ground. What that's going to do is ensure that when it goes up and when it goes down, it swings in a nice arc. If you have it like this, where it's short and the angles are out, it's constantly fighting a battle, and instead of swinging nicely like this, it's swinging like that. And it's throwing your axle around, because of course, your panhard bar connects from your chassis to your axle to stop it from taking off on you. Now you can, obviously with a 3-link you're stuck with a panhard, but you can go to a 4-link like I've got in the rear and you don't need a panhard bar if it's triangulated enough to hold the axle in place. And if I was to do this again, quite honestly, I would go for a 4-link in the front and 4-link in the rear. You can make a 3-link work absolutely fine, there's no issues with it, and once I sort this panhard bar, it's going to be fine. But for me, if I had known that my motor was going to sit in here really nicely and I could have packaged it better, I would have gone for a 4-link. It's neither here nor there now, but yeah, just my personal, I would have preferred a 4-link and got rid of the panhard. Solves a few issues, but it's all cool. Now the reason why I'm not going to be doing this today is because obviously with bringing this down and extending this panhard a little bit, which is going to help the arc a little bit. You can work with a short panhard, that's not a problem. But basically I'm going to sort all this out once I get my hydraulic steering. Because when this is getting extended at full bump, it could be interfering with my ram or with one of the mounts or whatever. So I'm going to hang fire and wait till I've saved up some money to get some hydro steering. And then we can fix that, and then we're on a path to getting this damn thing finished. So with that in mind, I'm going to get to pulling this body off today, and I'm going to weld up all the mounts that I couldn't reach with the body on, and then once we get that out the way, I'm going to put the body back on and hope that when I do the auto swap I can make my transmission mount and weld it fully without having to take the body off again, because once I've done that, then I can start on my roll cage. It's like a series of things that are stopping me from doing what I want to do. The good news is I've bought a bender. And of course, Go Electrical sponsored us the roll cage tube. So I'm getting excited. I've been drawing up some ideas on the iPad and figuring out which way I want to take this cage. Try and make it look cool, try and make it super strong and not too difficult to create. But we'll see. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to make it all work, but I am getting excited about it. I'm really looking forward to getting my bender skills up again, because it's been a while since I've been swinging on a bender. Thankfully, this bender I don't actually have to swing on because it's already been hydraulic converted with a ram and a 12-volt electrical system. So I'm pretty excited actually to get it out, get it mounted and start making stuff. So anyways, enough of me. I hope you guys are all well. I'm just trying to get everything sorted with the shop. My feet on the ground, and there's a lot coming up. So with that in mind, I'm going to spend this time getting the truck ready, and I'll see you in a minute. Tell you what, it's hot in here, and I broke that, so I need a magnet. We'll get there. I like breaking new tools. It's like, it's my favourite. I like it even better when you can't get the broken ones out. Option 2, just go over here. See if that can do it. Yes, job done. Now we can get the proper tools in there and get this done. I have a feeling that this is going to be really fun to put back together. Alright, let's achieve it. Can't go wrong with a bit of penetration. Nothing wrong with a bit of lube. Let's do it. It's nearly there. Last one. Well, that's a bit better. I'm missing an adapter for my 3/8 drive ratchet. Otherwise I would have just whipped these out and it would have been job done. Nothing like fighting things though. It's like a free test of patience, you know. See all those times where I had the bloody thing, I pushed it outside and then it rained? Yep. Anyways, that one, and I believe we can pull the body off now. So when you're hot and bothered and you're not thinking and you haven't worked on the truck in a while, you know what happens? Well, I just call it a fail. So I completely forgot that in the back my Schrader valves for my shocks come through here. I was wondering why it wouldn't come up, because everything else was free. Yeah, I think I found the issue. So yeah, that's a good job. That's right, because this one was actually leaking the other day anyway, so I have to fix that. And I got to pull them apart anyway to put the rubbers on the bottom, so it's all good. These things happen, but at least the body's off. And we can get to welding. Beauty! Rightio, so kind of did everything I needed to do, I think. With the body off, tidied up all this stuff that I wanted to do either when the motor came out or when the body came off. Just basically taking off sharp edges and painting everything with the undercoat of bright zinc, try and help it stop rusting or something. Might be a bit of a pipe dream really, but it's for the sake of 15 bucks and a can of spray paint, it's on there. So now what I'm going to do is I've got some brush on underseal, so I'm going to stick that on just to kind of, I guess, tidy it up a little bit, just where there's all different metals and whatnot all joined together, try and make it look fancier than it is really, I guess. So with that, I'm going to get stuck into brushing it on. Should be a bit of a transition. Well, I guess the downside of filming by yourself is you can't see when the memory card runs out. So it's probably like a 2-second blast of me putting this crap on. Now I know a few of you are going to think I'm mad putting this stuff on, but at the end of the day it's not that hard to remove it if I have to. It's easy to touch up. I can do it with spray can, or I can just put more of this on. Should hopefully stop it rusting and keep it a bit nicer for a bit longer. We'll see. I don't have great faith in it, but at least it tidied it up quite a bit. Another thing I need to do, and I think the final thing I need to do while the body's off, well, I can do it with the body on, it's just easier with it off, is cut the rear section out of the chassis. It's just got like a factory little pipe at the back, so I've got to cut that out, and then I'm going to put, I've got some RHS, same as I did here, and just do that at the back, make it square, and then I can build my bumper off it, and then I've got somewhere I can tie my external roll cage and stuff into. So I'll get into that, and I might do that tomorrow. It's quite warm. Just want to go for a swim, but don't have a swimming pool anymore, so go have a cold shower or something. Yes, progress. It's good. It may not be much, but it's something, and it is an important piece of the puzzle, because we can now put the body back on and push on with other jobs, and you know, we can look at putting the roll cage and stuff together. I've got cage joiners for the roll cage, but they're only one hit away from never lining up again anyway, so half tempted just to weld it straight on, but it is nice to be able to remove the cage and tidy things up if I need to. You can always pull the cage around with a tie down or something like that. So no, it's all good. I'm going to carry on, and I'll see you in a minute or two or more.
Rightio, another hot day in the shed. Going to carry on with what I was doing last weekend. Haven't really been working on the truck much. Spent yesterday knocking it up. For those who didn't see, I got a new bender for the shop, so I knocked up this trolley for it yesterday. Because it's hydraulic powered, I can run it on the trolley, which makes life easy. I can tuck it out the way whenever it's good. Anyways, what I've done, here's a little trick for you. If you need to cut out a square, you don't want to put big ugly cut marks and stuff around it. Just drill the holes, and then when you cut it out, it goes in nicely, and then these little bits here will get filled in when you weld it. So if you're trying to figure out what I'm doing, basically this is going to be my rear bar on the back of the chassis. So that's going to get welded on here across the back, and then that's going to allow me to build off for the rear bars on the roll cage and stuff like that. And also I'm going to put a receiver hitch in there, because if you follow me, if you go out here, it'll be horrendously bright. Let's fix that. Got my, it's good focus, there we go. Got my Factor 55 2.0 hitch link, and basically I'm going to build a receiver hitch. That is for the Suzuki. I just stole it from the GMC, so it's better to be safe than sorry sometimes. Oh no, I put it on for the hot rod show. Bit of bling on the old crusty truck. Wow, it's dark in here now. Let's fix that. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to cut this out basically, and then that box section for the receiver hitch will go through, and I can weld it on the back here, and then it's going to go forward, and then when I build off it, you'll see. I have an idea in mind, so let's get stuck into it. So as you can see, makes it nice and tidy when you're cutting things out. So now I don't actually have the steel, I don't think. I'll check my scrap bin, see if there's something in there, but I don't have what I need. There's a specific size and overall size and wall thickness so that everything fits in nicely. But basically that doesn't matter. I can weld this in place now that I've cut the hole for it to slide into, and then I can weld it at a later date. But yeah, so that's good. It's progress, and I'm going to go stick this thing on. I was tempted to actually cut this. My original plan, I was going to cut this out because it's not doing anything. But I'm almost thinking just going complete overkill and welding this on, and then just putting some plate or something and tying it in. And then it's double strength in the rear. I don't see any reason why I have to cut it out. It's just more of a looks thing, I guess, because it's ugly, but I might as well use it because it goes obviously through the chassis rail, so it's extra strength. If I cut it out and I don't tie anything to it, this is just going to sit here and rely on whatever gusset I put on here, so I might as well use it. So let's get to gluing it on after I clean it up. Shouldn't fall off in a hurry. Welded on nicely. Gives me a good platform to work off. And of course my recovery point and stuff's going to get welded in there, and I can light it on there. Then we're away laughing. Certainly makes life easy for making mounts and brackets and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty good. As you can see, I got trucks going wild up there on the TV. Keep me entertained while we're working. We're getting there, stinking hot. So summer is here, but it's like not in the middle of summer yet, so it's going to be really hot soon. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. It's all on, and it's all we could ask for. Now on to plan B. Rightio, so I don't have the steel I thought I did. And there's some other stuff I might as well get it before I start making brackets and stuff. So just gonna enjoy this big shop fan. It's really hot in overalls. And that's gonna be it. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Sorry it took so long to get around to doing some work on this thing. I just say it's really, really nice having a hoist. It's made my life so much easier. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll try and get back on top of regular updates. They won't be as often as they were before. There's just too much going on. I've got this race coming up in 3 months, so I've got to try and put a team together for that, try and get stuff done, as well as try and get the shop up and running. So if you need anything, suspension, bull bars, airbag man, a little bit of fabrication, whatever you need. If I can't do it, I can probably find somebody that can. So yeah, the shop's out in Waitoki in Auckland. So if you need anything, let me know. I'm happy to ship New Zealand wide, so let us know. We've got access to some stuff. So appreciate your support if you do, and if not, it's all good. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.